to welcome Nelsy.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. I apologize about my voice. I've been trying to keep quiet today to be able to project loudly. I hope that, Darlene, you can hear me in the back. Okay, so I went to Dominican Republic this spring break and last spring break. And like Paola, I went with a group to volunteer. And it was an incredible, incredible adventure. I learned so much about myself, about others, and about how lucky I am and how fortunate I have been all my life. While I was in Dominican Republic, we went around a town called Cienfuegos, which translates into 100 fires. And it's a garbage dump, and a whole community has lived off of that dump. So pretty much they pick, plastic, metals, and all sorts of things that you can't even imagine that can be in a garbage. And I remember Ramon, one of the kids, was sitting there and he tells us, last night we found a dead girl's body in the garbage. And he said this, mind you, like I can tell you that I went to Publix yesterday, because it's something that is very normal. They are exposed to that every day. And sadly, the government sometimes even makes it harder for the press to go there and to be able to tell other people that, because what you don't know doesn't hurt you, and sometimes people just don't want to hear about that. And I'm not here, to make you guys feel bad or anything, but I hope I'm not going on a limb when I say that we're all very fortunate, and what we worry about is public speaking. That's one of our concerns. And it's so important that because we have been so privileged to give back to other people. I don't know, have you guys ever heard of John Wood? John Wood was an executive at Microsoft, and he was one of the head of the Asian market. This guy was making, I don't know how much money, and he was like a top dog. And he was in the Himalayas, and he went to the school where the kids had a library where the books were locked up, and the books weren't even in their language, and they only had like 10 books, and these books were like about the Atkins diet. That, what is an Atkins diet book doing in a school for children, and it's in English. So he was like, why are the books locked up, and why don't you have other books? What is this? And then the resource coordinator was like, this is just what we have, and we take care of it, because if not, we're not going to have any books. So he told him, I promise you, I'm going to come back and I'm going to bring some books. Eventually, he got home back from the Himalayas, he emailed all his friends, and he received 3,000 books to his house. And eventually, he quit Microsoft, he started Room to Read, and now, today, he has reached about 6 million children in 10 different countries and has changed the world. Those are so many lives that are going to be so much better thanks to him. And I'm not asking you guys to quit your job and go, to Cambodia or something, but I'm asking you to dedicate a little bit of your time to other people. If you think about it, imagine a beggar, a homeless person, outside of a car, every day, asking for money, and thousands of people go by him and look right through him. Like he's not even there. It's like when you have a child and you give them affection, that child, it's proven, they're going to be happier, they're going to be more successful, they're going to be able to accomplish so much more because somebody showed them love. So if we're able to demonstrate love every day to people that need it more than us, like a homeless person or a child, there are so many causes, even immigrants here, that come to this country because they have to flee their country. And they get here and they don't speak the language. They don't have anybody. They're here by themselves. And luckily, we're in a country that understands that we are very privileged, and that also a lot of people are not as privileged as us. So there are a lot of different resources in this country to be able to help. Some of them, for example, are Habitat for Humanity. I don't know if any of you guys are good handyman, but what it is it's this organization that makes people work for their house. So they have to work like a lot of hours to be able to have their house. So if any of you guys are handyman, you can go to Habitat for Humanity. There are also the Homeless Voice, which deals with the people that are, begging in the street. They have food runs where, you serve them food like on the weekends, or they have tutoring for the children that are there with the homeless people, and, just find a cause that is important to you. It can be anything. My friend and I are actually going to start a blog because we want to spread hope to people. And that's just how we're servicing the community. You can do whatever you want, anything that is passionate for you. And I'd just like to share this. I'm sorry I didn't memorize it, but it's this guy that invited about 1,000 people to the movies in Denver after everything that happened there. And he said, you can choose the light or the dark, and you change the world with each choice you make. I said that in a world where one person can traumatize an entire region with his actions, it is up to the rest of us to choose the light. Todos los masters.